Alright guys and gals, it is I once again, Coach Q, back with another fun-filled, action-packed, flipped geometry classroom video. Today we can see that the topic is going to be converting between radians and degrees. Alright, so look at this front page. I think this is the front page anyways because it looks really funny on the computer, but we know degrees, right? How many degrees total are there in a circle? 360 degrees total in a circle. Now we're going to be converting these degrees into radians today. 360 degrees, look right here. 360 degrees equals 2 pi radians. If 360 degrees is 2 pi radians, then 180 degrees has to be just pi radians because it's half of that. Alright, now look down here, guys. How many degrees? You know, we see 2 pi radians over here, 1 pi radians. What does that all mean? Let's find out how many degrees are in 1 radian. So we're going to take 180 degrees, divide that by pi, because remember there are 180 degrees in pi radians. And that's going to tell me how many degrees are in 1 radian. So we're just trying to find out how many degrees are in 1 radian. So we take 180, we put that in the calculator, divided by pi. That gives us 57.3, about 57.3 degrees. This is supposed to be degrees like up here. 57.3 degrees is 1 radian. So right here in 1 radian, it's 57.3 degrees. So if you look at our picture, over here in the circle, you can see that, let me scroll it down, 1 radian is about that much of our cookie cake. And then you'll see that, remember, 2 pi is the whole circle, because 360 degrees equals 2 pi. So, in our picture right here, 1 pi, so that's 3 right there, and then 3.14, which is which is pi. Radians is half of a circle. 2 pi radians is the whole circle. Alright, first let's see how we're going to convert degrees into radians. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your degree, okay? Then I like to divide by 180 first. That's going to give you a fraction, and then you just tag on the pi afterwards. So just like in our example right here, they just tell you how to do it. If we're trying to convert 150 degrees to radians, you take that degree measure 150, then in the calculator divide it by 180. That's going to give you 5 over 6. Then just tag on the pi. So it's 5 pi over 6. And that's how many radians is equal to 150 degrees. So let's do some examples. 1 through 6. I'm going to do 1 and 2 with you. Look, number 1, we're changing 40 degrees into radians. So all we have to do is look in the calculator. 40 divided by 180. That gives me 2 over 9. And then all I have to do is just plug in the pi. There it is. Bam. 2 pi over 9. Next one, 240 degrees into radians. So 240 divided by 180 times pi. On top, 240 divided by 180. Put that in the calculator, 4 over 3. Then just tag on the pi. Boom, there it is. So now you got, oh, there's only 5 problems. I said 6. You guys finished 3 through 5. Alright guys, of course we went from degrees to radians. We need to go from radians to degrees. Now how are we going to do that? So if we want to turn radians into degrees, we're going to take the radians, okay, we're going to take the radians they give us, then we're going to multiply by 180, and then divide by pi. Remember, in radians, you're always going to have pi in the radians. So dividing by pi, it literally just takes the pi out of your answer, and then you're going to end up with a degree answer. So for example, if we're trying to convert 3 pi over 5 radians to degrees, we're going to take 3 pi over 5 right here. We're going to multiply. Well, first I like to just cross out the pi because we're dividing by pi, so goodbye pi. Then just multiply your fraction by 180. So in the calculator, I would just put 3 over 5 times 180, and then that gives me 108. This is the exact same thing as doing 3 pi over 5 times 180 divided by pi, because the pi on top and the pi on bottom, they just cancel each other out. So in some examples, number 6 tells me 7 pi over 4. I want to change that to radians. Change that into degrees. So it takes 7 pi over 4. I'm going to multiply, or I'm going to divide by pi first, so that pi is just gone, no more pi. Then I'm going to multiply 7 over 4 times 180, and that's going to give me 315 degrees. Notice how there's no pi in your answers. Next one, negative 7 pi over 12 radians. What am I going to do? I got to divide by pi, so the pi's gone, and then multiply by 180. Negative 7 over 12 times 180 is negative 105, and my answer is in degrees because we're converting into degrees. So now you guys try 8 through 10. All right, after that, you've got numbers 1 through 10 on the side, changing degrees into radians, changing radians into degrees. But that was it for today's notes, guys. That's radians and degrees in a nutshell. So until next time, see ya, peace!